Right now, your business is spending money every day, but how often do you stop to check if those dollars are actually hitting your targets? If you're flying blind on budget versus actuals, you're leaving your profitability and growth to chance. That means overspending on areas that don't move the needle and underspending where you desperately need to grow. Oh, without this insight, you're not managing your business. You're gambling with its future. Here's why this matters so much for your business today. Your budget is your financial plan, your roadmap for where every dollar should go. But the real power comes from comparing that plan to what actually happened, your actual expenses and revenues. That comparison, the budget versus actual report, is your GPS for course corrections. It tells you where your business is thriving and where it's veering off track. And knowing this in real time, or at least monthly, means you can fix problems before they snowball into cash flow crises or missed growth opportunities. Let's dive into how you build and use this report step by step. First, creating your annual budget, and I don't mean a vague guess. You start from the ground up. Take your fixed costs, things like rent, salaries, insurance, those don't change much month to month. Next, add your variable costs, materials, marketing campaigns, freelance work. These fluctuate with your sales and projects. Then project your revenue by product or service line. Don't just lump it all together. The more detailed, the better. Finally, build in a contingency of about 10 to 15%. That buffer accounts for unexpected expenses or opportunities. If you're using QuickBooks Online, you can build your budget right inside the software. QuickBooks lets you create a detailed budget by account and by month. If you prefer spreadsheets, I've got a Google Sheets template that breaks it all down and automatically calculates your contingency and totals. Whatever tool you choose, the key is accuracy and detail. This isn't the time to eyeball numbers. Once your budget is set, it's time to run your budget versus actual report. In QuickBooks Online, go to Reports, search for budget versus actuals, then set your date range, usually monthly, quarterly, or year to date. Select the budget you created, and QuickBooks shows you actuals side by side with your budgeted amounts. The variance column tells you the difference, positive or negative. A positive variance means you spent less or earned more than expected, a favorable variance. Negative means the opposite. Here's where you drill down. Look at your variances by category. For example, if marketing expenses are 20% over budget, but sales haven't increased, that's a red flag. If revenue from a product line is 15% below projections, ask why. Is it seasonality, competitive pressure, or something else? Export this report to Excel for deeper analysis. You can create pivot tables, charts, and even trend lines to visualize where your business is hitting or missing targets. Now let's talk about the common mistakes that trip up most business owners. Number 1, ignoring variance thresholds. Not every difference is a crisis. I recommend setting thresholds, say 5% for fixed costs and 10% for variable costs. Variances within these ranges are normal and don't require immediate action. Number 2, failing to update your budget mid-year. Your budget isn't set in stone. If your business environment changes, maybe a new competitor, a pricing change, or a big client loss or win, adjust your budget accordingly. Number 3, looking only at totals, not categories. Your total revenue might be on target, but if one product line is bleeding cash, you need to know that. Granularity is your friend. Here's your action item to get started today. Open QuickBooks Online and run your current budget versus actuals report for the last month or quarter. Don't just glance at the numbers. Pick 2 or 3 categories with the biggest variances and ask yourself why. If you don't have a budget yet, open my Google Sheets budget template and start plugging in your fixed and variable costs. Build that 10-15% contingency in. This is the foundation you need to take control of your financials. Once you've done that, you're ready for the next step. How to interpret those variances to make smart decisions that actually improve your bottom line. We'll get into that next. Because knowing your numbers is only half the battle. Using them to steer your business is where the magic happens.